Yesterday, I talked about Saudi Arabia or Saudia, and I said pretty they're the biggest Pharisees in the world. Like if there's anything a Christian can learn about, it's the Saudis because it's like, oh man, they're Pharisees, and I'm sure the Saudis are going, wait, what? We hate Pharisees. We're Christian. We know about Jesus or Isus now, and um, like we're against the Pharisees. Trust me. Like I don't think you guys get it. Like how big of Pharisees like you are, and how big of Pharisees that you got turned into by the Levites. So Origen has this book on prayer, and Origen was prior to Islam. Like he was like the most important Christian writer, like other than the writers of the Bible. So Origen's books got changed though, but by the Levites, the order of Melchizedek. At the very bottom. Consequently, the remaining possibility is that we should pray only to the God and Father of all, yet not without the high priest who was appointed with an oath according to the verse, he was sworn and will not change his mind. You are a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. But what does Origen say in other texts? We killed the order of Melchizedek. We killed the shit out of the Levites and the priests, and they can't even celebrate the Passover anymore. Like they don't even get to go into the Holy of Holies. They're kicked out of the temple because we killed them. Now he's turning into one of the priests where he's like, oh no, you just need the priest to pray with you. And he talks about like how God gives priests the power to heal. Like Jesus, they inherited it from Isus. So Christianity was changed by the religious police, by like the people who eventually became the religious police for Saudi Arabia and for all these other countries. This is a picture of people that I guess were religious police. Apparently they've cracked down on the religious police. They've taken away their freedoms. They used to walk around with sticks, and like if a woman didn't wear her hijab right, they like beat the ground, and like they would intimidate you, and like they would hurt you, and like it was dangerous to be gay, and I guess alcohol was pretty accepted. Like if you had an American friend, you can get alcohol, but like alcohol was banned. I'm sure it's still banned. Women aren't allowed to drive. Like they're like what is a religious police officer in Saudi Arabia? Is basically like the women police. Like they're in charge of policing the women. But you definitely don't want to be gay. So like in my mind, like there is nothing more like a Pharisee than those people. So when I talk about how they wear white and how like in someone's mind as a psychologist, like I know that they see you wearing white and they go, oh my gosh, they're so pure and good. But in my mind, like you're wearing white, but like that's like the most evil group of people ever. And so like when you're like part of the most evil group of people ever wearing white, I think you care about external appearances, and like are Muslims like that much about the way you look? Like are Muslims like some of the most like superficial people you'll ever meet? Yeah, I think like culturally, maybe it's the poverty, but like they do get there. Like someone will see your shoes if you're wearing Doc Martens. They'll be like, Dr. Martin, you wear Dr. Martin, like very expensive shoes. Like, and you don't realize there's like that expensive of shoes. You know that like those shoes last the longest. That's the only reason I own them. But it's more Dr. Martin. Like they're very expensive. But like it's also like the clothes, like it's the car, like it's like a group of people that really does like not have the same Tao tendencies. What I meant is Taoist tendencies. So here's what Lao Tzu says. The best man is like water. Water is good. It benefits all things and does not compete with them. It dwells in lowly places that all disdain. This is why it is so near to the Tao. Manifest plainness. Embrace simplicity. Reduce selfishness. Have few desires. So like the Tao is definitely not like showing off. Like look at my Hummer. Like I'm talking about the car. Like I have a fancy Hummer. I have an Escalade. Like I'm such a fancy rich person. I wear white. Like I can afford to wear white. Like I have enough maids that I can wear white. I have someone to clean it. clearly what we're seeing in origin is that like these high priests and these priests used to pray with people, and they had like the ability to heal people. And so like, or they didn't have the ability to heal people, people thought they had the ability to heal, and they were so powerful and they were so rich and they were tax collectors and they were in charge of the church, and people needed to pay the priests to help them, like, because they didn't understand science. And and what do we see in Islam? Obviously there's like a very strong emphasis on prayer. Like Islam basically revolves around prayer. Like if you don't know that, like that is like the religion. And it sure seems like they were getting the religion from the order of Melchizedek. Because when I talk about this like section where like they're saying, well, pray facing east and you need to kneel when you pray. So kneeling is necessary when someone is going to speak against his own sins before God, since he's making supplication for their healing and their forgiveness. Do I think that was written by Origen? I think that that section was written by the order of Melchizedek. Like I think that like the book on prayer ended like probably like 60 pages before. He's also talking about like waking up early before sunlight. So like a very serious Muslim will pray like all 5 times a day, and like that might mean waking up very, very early in the morning. So like they'll wake up early in the morning and they'll make sure they hit all the prayers, and they would never miss a prayer, like unless they like had to, like that much. Like, and that's why like when like I'm sure a lot of you guys were surprised when I said like, is it okay for a Muslim to like pray like outside on the sidewalk, like in public, and then I said, oh, I guess that's okay. And then the Muslims went, well, of course it's okay. And the Christians went, wait, you think it's okay? Isu said you shouldn't do that. He said, don't be like the Pharisees. Don't pray in front of everyone. Don't go around kneeling in front of everyone. That's like showing off your religion. Like, don't get a horn on your head. Don't put a rock on the ground and make it so that everyone knows how religious you are. What I'll say about that is that not all praying in public is showing off. This is a screenshot from Elevation Worship's choir, and they're not like going, oh, look at me, I'm putting up my hands to show you guys that I'm a Christian. Like, they don't give a shit if like other people see them putting up their hands. Like, it has nothing to do with that. When they worship, like it's like a prayer, like they're like praying, like they're also like thanking God, like for like what they're thanking Isus for what Isus did, like for dying, and they think it's for their sins, which it is for their sins, and like it's the sin that they were created into, which is like a breeding project with Jewish people that we had to break, like we had to stop them from breeding together because of the inbreeding. There are people that think that like all we have to do is figure out how to make everyone else moral, and then we'll have an ideal society. Like all I have to do is make sure that you're not doing something that like will make us all feel uncomfortable. And then there are people that believe that like what makes us feel uncomfortable is like you forcing other people to be like you. Why did Islam go wrong from the very beginning? Well, clearly Ali is who wrote the freaking Quran, and that's who gets murdered. Why? He like people that didn't know him needed to murder him. It's not people that know him. That's my opinion about like the murder of Ali. Like people that did not know him saw that he was white and went, yeah, that's who we murder. You can't be in charge. So probably the murder of Ali was about like looks. And like when I look at the religious police and I go, oh, you guys are so pure, you're wearing white. Your souls are not pure. Like you pollute your entire society. Like your entire, like when I talk about the curse of Islam, I'm talking about the curse of like, you guys are stupid because you don't allow equal rights. Like not allowing equal rights makes people stupid, and your country is freaking stupid. And it's not because your genetics are stupid. It's because your culture is stupid. Like I honestly believe your culture is stupid because of the treatment of women. Your culture is stupid because you want it to look a certain way. Oh, you're wearing white. Good. You're moral. I tend to think that people that like gravitate towards the good, like are like water. They're like good for all things, and like they're low to the ground. Like they're like normal people. Like they can connect with normal people. Like they aren't like the only person that can afford to wear white, and you're looking shiny and special, and everyone knows you're pure, and you're on a pedestal when, like, it's because you're family. It's not because of you. I said Zalimun is plural, didn't I?